Good morning. God has called me to speak on a different kind of message today. And I didn't really feel prepared for this, but I guess everything that I just went through kind of prepared me for it. And it's really this old idea of slavery that we've committed ourselves to. And what I mean by that is when we think of slavery, we think of violence and imprisonment. And our government really found out that that's how we view slavery. So instead of viewing it like that, I wanted to kind of speak on the Egyptians when God was trying to bring them out of the wilderness. And they were saying, but we ate there, right? They fed us there. Let us go back. Why would you let us die here? And I think this might be a real unpopular opinion with some powerful people, but I have to say it because God wants me to. I think our government is enslaving us by giving us the bare minimum. And what I mean by that is if you look back the last few presidents, hell, the last 20 presidents, I don't know, I'm not book smart. But what they do is they give us just enough to really make us happy, right? Like, let's just take the last few years, these $2,000 stimuluses, right? Woo! We were so excited about that. It was more money than a lot of us had held at one time, in a very long time, right? And then the next president blames the inflation on that president and so on and so forth. And it's just a never-ending cycle of build us up and tear us down, but always keeping us at bare minimum. And I was in the shower this morning because I got a hotel room. It's been snowing here. And I was in the shower and I just God told me, just pull yourself back. Just lift yourself up and take a bigger look at what's actually happening. And so I did a little exercise, right? I pretended that there was never any governing force, right? Like the natives, like the Native Americans, they lived, right? Without a governing force. They were their own governing force. Right? They didn't have electric bills. They didn't have water companies coming and shutting off their water. Right? Water is a God-given resource. So take a look back and ask yourself a question. If there was no government, how would we survive? How would we eat? How would we sleep? My God, right? Where would we get the wood to build our houses? Well, if there was no government telling us when and where we could harvest wood and we could harvest food and we could grow our resources and we could get our clean drinking water, building dams to keep people out of the resources that God intended us to survive on, we could survive, right? Doesn't that piss you off? It pisses me off. It pisses me off. And it doesn't matter what generation you were born in. It doesn't matter if you have children to defend their future or not. We are all dying to this government and the way they are governing our life and death. I didn't think that I could speak on this. I really didn't feel like I had any right to speak on this, but I guess everything that I just went through, and I'm going to pull it even back to 2 years ago because actually it was more than 2 years ago. No, it was about 2 years ago. You know what? I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into the COV thing. I'm not going to do that. So what I am going to speak on is probably, I don't know. I honestly don't even know what to speak on. I have so much that I'm angry about. But what I do know is that I just walked away from a job that was paying me better money than I've ever made. Better money than I've ever made. And I just did not go in because the environment was so heavy and so toxic. I walked out of an apartment that I literally just signed a lease on. Literally. I walked away from an 8-year marriage with nothing. I woke up from a nap. God said, go. I grabbed my flip-flops, a bag of clothes, and my truck keys. And I left. There was literally no thought in my mind about how I was going to eat, how I was going to get where I've gotten to. I mean, shit. I'm states away from where I was 2 weeks ago. I'm states away, and I did it all with nothing. Nothing. You know, I had my last paycheck from my job down there, which is how I've managed to put a little gas in my truck. But when I didn't have gas, I just slept where I was in my truck. You know, when I didn't have food, I prayed for food. I prayed. There were days I didn't get to eat. I went in gas stations and drank water, you know. When you step out on faith, faith provides. And I think all of us should take just 5 minutes today and ponder that question. If there was no government, how would we survive? And when we can answer that for ourselves, the government stops enslaving us, because they're doing it in mass. They are enslaving us in mass. They are distracting us with these pleasures, and I'm just as guilty. I keep trying to find love and entertainment and something to make me laugh and be happy. And yes, I deserve all of that stuff. Yes, I deserve love. I'm a loving, caring, nurturing person. But is it really what I need right now? Is it going to benefit future generations for me to go lie up with somebody right now? No, it's not. It's not. And we all need to really think about what it is we hope to see in 6 months to a year. What it is we hope to be doing for ourselves, instead of being told when and where and how much we have to pay to be doing it. And that's it. My rant's over for right now until God gives me something else to speak on. But that's it. I hope any of that made sense. Just kind of in an angry mood today. And I'm kind of angry at myself because I keep getting sucked into these traps. But when we start thinking, I'm just one person, what can I do? I need more people to make a difference. That's the mentality that our government keeps sticking us with. Because if every single one of us used the experiences we've had to reach out to other people, God, how our network could grow. How we could become the governing force. That's what we need to see. And I'm not saying with violence. I'm not saying pull your guns and go kill somebody, because that gives the government the power to do what they want to do, which is shut you up and lock you away. What I'm saying is change the vibration. Start seeing it for what it is. And when that starts to make you angry enough to use your voice, that raises the vibration. That alone will raise the vibration. I love you guys. I love all of you. I draw information and inspiration from every source. I am no longer bound by the God of the Bible. And what I mean by that is, yes, he is my God. He is my God every day, every night. He spares me from the hell that is in here, right? So that I can do something, even in a small way, about the hell that's out there, passing us by every day. Draw inspiration from what you need to and don't feel guilty about it. If tarot readers tell you what you need to hear to empower you, take it. Take what resonates, right? And leave the rest. If Buddha teaches you how to identify with your inner self and how to love other people through that, take it. If heavy metal music inspires you to go out and do something good, take it. Stop being conformed to an idea that if you don't follow the book, the black and white definition of God, that you're doing it wrong and you are a sinner. Stop listening to that, because that is the old way of thinking, and we all know where the old way of thinking has gotten us. What has it done for us? What has it changed in all these decades? What has it changed besides our landscape and our access to the resources God gave us? We are all God's children, and we all have the right to use the resources He gave us to survive, not to be governed by the new Roman Empire or the new Egyptians trying to enslave us. We have to step back out of that matrix, out of that rat race for just even 5 minutes a day, and think about, shit, if I didn't have this job, how bad would it really be? If I didn't have this house, how bad would it really be? Find another way. Find another way. And I'm not saying take your children out in the snow and starve as a protest. What I'm saying is find the path that gets you free, unchained mentally, and then we start seeing the chains unravel in our real world. For me, that was complete upheaval, but I have a different path than everyone else, and that's the thing we need to realize. We all have a different path. We all have a powerful path. We all have a powerful path, okay? We all hold different keys, different pieces of knowledge on how we survived and how our past generations have survived. We need to get back to that. All right, that's it. I'm going to stop screaming at you. I really do love all of you. Have a good day. I'm going to go try and relax. Have a good day. Bye.